Hello and welcome to tonight's weather video. We're going to talk about a couple of things here, and the warmth that we're going to have for one more day. Today, the sun did come out fairly early, by late morning. Actually, came out. A little bit of I don't know. You see a little bit of smoke there. I noticed like around 4 o'clock. It's just a little bit hazy at times today, a little bit. But if we look at the air quality, no issues right now. Nope, not that one yet. But if we look at the air quality, all right, there's some moderate air quality and some lower air quality right around New York City. But other than that, not seeing any issues with air quality. Looking at our satellite from this morning, you can see the clouds already clearing out. This was like late morning hours, and then as we got to it later in the afternoon, fairly clear. But yeah, there's that little bit of smoke again. I don't know where that came from. I noticed it though later in the afternoon. But there was some nice blue skies out there in the afternoon. But it was I didn't really quite have the energy. It was very warm today, so I just saw like I just went to literally by the Deer Park train station and then saw another pine in Copeg. That was it here. You could sort of see a little bit of the haze here, but other than that, yeah, just uh, yeah, I'm hoping the weekend when it gets cooler. I'm kind of done with the heat already, you know. See, there's a little bit of cirrus coming out here, just a little bit. But other than that, there was some Q over New Jersey. You can see a little bit again, a little bit of smoke. Maybe this is up in the upper levels here. This is all you can trace it all back from. Here's, by the way, here's the cold front that's going to be moving through and bringing cooler weather for the weekend, which I'm going to look forward to because I'm done with the summer already. You know. Let's go ahead and look at the largest satellite view, and you can see, yeah, another storm over here along the stalled front. And you can see another storm in the middle of the country here, and then it looks like we got some. Yeah, I don't see any big areas of smoke at all. Let's go to the National Hurricane Center, and we're going to talk about Gabrielle. Gabrielle is not going to be impacting the country; it's just going to be recurving. Um, but it could be a problem for Bermuda, perhaps. But looking at it right now, I'm just going to go over briefly what it is. It's Tropical Storm Gabrielle, max sustained winds 50 miles an hour, moving west-northwest at 12. This is the track right here. Not going to be an issue for us at all. It's going to be far, far out to sea. The tropics have been very quiet, by the way. Here's our weather map, and you can see there's that cold front that's going to bring cooler weather for the weekend. Drought monitor, which I am bringing up. They still have not. We should be in the D1 category, I feel, here on Long Island. Not Jersey, because they got rain. They've been getting more rain, but Long Island should really be in the D1. That little shade here of orange that you see in northern New Jersey, or whatever you call that tealish color. I don't know what kind of color that is. Beigeish color. That beige color, I'll call it beige. That should be extended from that little area in northern New Jersey across New York City to most of Long Island at this point. I don't know why they haven't done it, but they should. They're being way too well. We all know why they haven't done it. We don't want to cause alarm, you know. So you can see up in northern New England here, and a lot of these areas are where the fall foliage is very. A lot of people are going to be disappointed because the leaves are going to drop off early. Pretty bad drought up in interior New England there. So it was a very warm day today, and it's still warm outside, and it's a little humid too. Dew point's up to 67. Man, yeah, I was feeling that humidity tonight. Islip is a dew point of 67 right now. Got up to 82 at Islip today, and you see a very warm day. Very warm day, and there was barely any rain that we got. Just a trace of rainfall at Islip, and you can see today. Temperatures generally were. I noticed they're taking observations less frequently again, only every hour. What, did Transdev take over the freaking observations? All right, bad joke, but it seems like they like to cut a lot of bus routes to running at once an hour, so. All right. I know, not a good joke, but I'm referring to the N25, but it's annoying. You know, who wants to wait an hour for a bus? It's ridiculous. These observations should be more frequent too. I don't know why they cut this back, but anyway, you can see the dew points were a little low. We had a northwest wind to start, then it shifted to the southwest, and the dew points shot up. And some areas were quite warmer than we were today. So go look at the map. And we'll look at our high temperatures today, and look at that mid-80s in some parts of central Nassau. On the South Shore, still got up into the low 80s. If you're right on the barrier lines, looks like it stayed in the upper 70s. But generally speaking, yeah, we were up there much of the day. 82 and 79 at West Hampton. It's a little cooler out east where it took a little longer to clear out. And then if you were up in the city, also low to mid 80s, 84, 80, LaGuardia 83 at JFK, mid 80s, 88, I believe was the high at Newark today. Yeah, 88. Let's see how Tom's River did. Not as hot. They had a lot of cloud cover, a little more cloud cover, so they were in the low 80s, which probably kept their temperatures down. So, than that, going to the official statement for today, high 83 at Islip, which is 9 degrees above normal, low of 66, which is 8 degrees above normal, putting us 9 degrees above normal for the day. And month-to-date precipitation, 1.24. That is below the normal of 2.11. So we are definitely dry, and that also helps keep the heat around, for sure. I don't like the heat. What can I tell you? It's not. I'm not a fan of it at all. We can look at Newark, which came close to breaking its record today. Right, they have 87 as a high, but they record value was 90, so it came within 3 degrees of breaking their record at Newark, full 10 degrees above normal today, which again is ridiculous. Summer is almost going to be over in a couple of days, astronomical summer. So anyway, let's go and look at the precipitation amounts. And we did get a little bit overnight. There was a little bit of light rain, drizzle, maybe a couple of 0.03. Some sites got a little additional rainfall, 0.05, 0.08. It's barely enough to just wet the ground. It's just unbelievable. It really is. So let's go look at what our weekend weather is going to be like. I'll go to the European here. Just going to go over the weekend here. So we have a high pressure. It's going to be one more day of the warmth, and the cold front comes through. It's going to come through dry, and you can see the high doing the usual, going over New England. The center stays over New England, and that's going to be, and you can see it's going to be with us all weekend. So we should have a nice weekend. They do see there's a little area of little low that's going to try to pop up along that front. That might cause a little bit of a pressure gradient with the more easterly winds again. Let's look at the HRRR. Why is this not working? There we go. Let's go to the HRRR. And we'll go to our dew points and wind flow. So you see what happens here. So let me just, come on. Why is this acting up all of a sudden? So you can see that humidity here. That's from the southerly flow. That wind shifts back to the northwest by tomorrow morning, so the dew points drop a little bit. Not that low, but they will drop. We'll start off with the light northwest wind. Then it'll probably back off to the south. There'll probably be a small sea breeze, a small one, in the evening. That'll lower the temperatures a little bit on the south shore, but raise the dew points. And then here comes the front coming through again. High goes to the north. Usual, we get the northeast winds with that front. And again, the core of the air is going to be over in New England. We're not going to be into the core of the air. So this has been happening constantly all summer long. This is like a common occurrence now, when it used to be so unusual. But this is the normal because, again, the jet streams are all messed up due to climate change. So see, tomorrow is going to be pretty warm. We'll get well into the 80s. I think we'll maybe get a little hotter tomorrow than today. Maybe Islip might even get to 85 perhaps before there's a sea breeze. Jersey, I wouldn't be surprised if some areas see 90 tomorrow. It's going to be hot for sure. And then it obviously won't drop off that much. Well, actually, tonight it won't drop off much, but that cold front comes through tomorrow, and then that'll drop the temperatures by Saturday morning. We'll see some upper 50s. And then Saturday winds up being much cooler, with highs only in the low to mid 70s. So much, much cooler as we get to Saturday. We'll look at some soundings just to show you cloud cover. Tomorrow, we won't really see a whole lot of cloud cover. There may be some jet chunk, there may be some haze. Maybe a little more over New Jersey where there's a little more convection. But other than that, we're not really going to see a whole lot. Saturday, we may have to be concerned with some high cloud cover because remember where that front stalls out off to the south, you can see there's a little bit of mid and high level moisture. There may be some cirrus, there may be some jet chunk perhaps. Of course, if you're over New England, probably won't have any of that. Yeah, that's a much better looking chart there if you're over in New England. So the further north and east you are, the better off you are, because again, the high is going to the north and east, as it always does. This seems to be a constant here at this point. And then looking at our temperatures, we want to take it a little further into Sunday. Cool night Saturday night, and then Sunday we're also going to be staying cool as well. Temperatures probably similar to what they were on Saturday, if not a little cooler, because again, looking at the dew point and the wind flow, you can see a pretty stiff easterly wind there. So you got this low over here too. So it's going to be a little bit of a pressure gradient, which could result in some more rough surf again. Let's see. Well, not showing any issues, but could be a little bit of rough surf with that easterly wind. Okay, we'll go over to the odd gem. We'll look at the clouds. Don't have the latest zero ZR gem in, so we just have the 18Z. Not really showing much in the way of clouds tomorrow. Though when the front comes through, it's actually popping up a cloud there. I wonder if that is a shower. No, just clouds. You just have Q that's going to pop up from the front. The front moves through dry, probably. And then for Saturday, it's the issue. We may have some cirrus around from time to time. So it might not be completely clear like we were hoping. Because, again, the high's going to the north. And it's what always happens. And then Sunday, we'll be dealing with even more clouds. There could be a lot of high and mid-level clouds on Sunday. So a lot more clouds mixing with the sun on Sunday. So, yeah, as far as getting a clear day, it's unfortunately tomorrow is probably going to be the day with the least amount of clouds, but it's going to be very warm. So, again, these highs just keep going to the northeast. They don't want to build down over us like they used to because of the way these troughs move through. So, it's all very messed up. Lastly, we'll just go and look at the windy.com site. I just have a little bit of a concern with the winds perhaps on Sunday, causing some coastal issues, so we'll just go ahead and look at that. And wind, we're at wind, but I want to go to wind gusts. I don't see anything too terrible, but it will be breezy. You can see this offshore storm, so there's a little bit of a pressure gradient here that could cause some issues with rough waves at the beach, perhaps. I mean, we've been seeing that beach erosion, and I wouldn't be surprised if we have a little more of it. I don't see any really crazy stuff with the waves, but again, there could be a rip current. I guess the rip current would be the concern here. But there is a bit of a pressure gradient, so we're going to have to worry about that. Smoke, okay, HRRR smoke, which I should have done. I'll do it this way already. Find it here. So let's go look at the 18Z loop here for smoke, and it does show a little bit of haze aloft. A little bit right there, a little bit right there, right in the morning tomorrow, and it gets a little bit better. Once that front moves through, I think the air quality will improve as we head into Saturday. There's a little bit of it out there, mainly aloft, I think, but I did notice some haze. And if we look at near surface smoke, it actually shows a little bit too. Just a little bit of light blue into the Mars. There may be just a slight haze at times tomorrow in the sky. This won't be the kind of nice, crisp, cool, deep blue sky day that we've been looking for, but that seems to be a rarity with the weather pattern we're in right now. So anyway, if you want that, you have to go to New England for that. So anyway, that's it. Have a good night. Enjoy the weekend. Be back Sunday night. We'll see what the next week brings when it comes to the weather, and hopefully some cooler weather and some better rain chances, because this is no joke. This is getting to be a serious issue, and I think we are in a moderate drought. I don't care what they say. The evidence, just walk around the woods. You can see it all around. Have a good night.